Hey guys, this is Mabel and you're watching What's Your Story by Team Albatross. Today on our show we have Yati Gaur.
Hello everyone, my name is Yati Gaur and I am also known as the Unfolding Play on social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube.
Yati Gaur is a slow traveler. Slow traveling is not like the usual traveling. It is basically walking throughout the journey, knowing people, their stories, sharing experiences with them, and that's the very true essence of it. To know more, let's begin. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
It feels really amazing to be a traveler and to actually have the freedom to go around different places. And I think one of the reasons why we are there, if you see any kind of a species which is there, from an aquatic animal to the birds and to the different animals, they migrate from places to places and they all travel in this world. And I think that was a part of this world which was always there and everybody should explore. And definitely being a traveler, I think it means freedom to me. It's been around more than 4 years since I've been traveling this beautiful country of ours, and since last September 2020, I took an initiative to do something which was getting lost by the period of time. So I decided to walk from places to places and cover different parts of India. And since then, I've covered a lot of like three states and a lot of different places. And I still intend to go to different places to see new cultures, to see new food, and to explore a lot of things which are there in the biggest diversity of the world. And yes, and next, if my trip goes, I think I'm going to travel towards northeast. My next plan is to walk from Sikkim towards Arunachal Pradesh, and I'm going to start walking on this September 1, because I'm going to complete my 1 year anniversary of walking in India. So this is it. Okay, it's a difficult one. In my travel, I think there are more than 10, I think, more than 10 places that I want to, revisit, because they were so beautiful. Some were just rich culture-wise, some were rich nature-wise, some were rich spiritually, some were just simple as they were, and it was just extraordinary because of their simplicity. And I think if I have to name few places, one of my really most favorite place that touched my heart is Vasuki Tal, that is around 8 kilometers above from Kedarnath. It's a little difficult climb, I must say, and really steep. And 8 kilometers above Kedarnath is a very, very beautiful tal called the Vasuki Tal, and it's like there's a gate of heaven, I think, there, and it's really, really beautiful. And if I call one more place, there is one more of my favorite place that is called very small village after Chopta called Mandal. And there's a place called Atramuni, or around 2 kilometers above that, and really beautiful trek, really beautiful place. I would really, really like to revisit these two places for sure. I mean, there's a huge list that I want to go back to, but then amongst them, these two I think would be the prior one. Well, it's difficult to come equal with the same thought of mind with people who are coming from such different backgrounds. But I think what travel brings you in front is the thing which I really, really love, except freedom, is acceptancy. travel brings acceptance. It doesn't matter where are you from, who you are, where you come from, or if you know the same language or not. All it matters is who you are, and people from different backgrounds, different diversities, different nations come all together. We all come together and sit at one table and discuss about different things. And in that way, I think yes, in if it's about like a person is starting to travel because of hesitation, it is a little difficult. But once you start accepting a lot of things, once you start accepting people you meet in travel, I think it's really easy. And it's wonderful the amount of experience people have while they're traveling. It is not like I'm the only one who's walking, so I'll have more knowledge. No, there are endless amount of people who are traveling with so much knowledge. Somebody is a car driver, somebody he or she drives their own bike, and there I've seen like from a 16-year-old solo traveler to around a 58-year-old solo traveler. So there is no limit and the experience is just so vast there. And I think it is just I'm just lucky enough that I am in this world and I was introduced to this world to know such kind of people. And to all the people who I will be meeting in the future. And yes, this is just great, but it takes a little time in the starting. But once you get into travel, you know it, accept it. Everything is as easy as you imagine it to be. I don't perceive traveling as the whole purpose of my life. I think traveling is the choice of my life, and to lead me through my purpose. My purpose is to know the biggest diversity present on this planet. My purpose is to know as many people as I can. My purpose is to live the life at the fullest, and that is why I think I've chosen traveling, because I think I can fulfill my purpose through traveling. But traveling becomes a choice, not my purpose as a whole life. And yeah. As a traveler, and especially as a solo traveler, I do not have a destination, because if there is a destination, then that means there is an end. And I don't think there is an end to my walk or to my travel or to my passion or to anything that is connected to me. So I don't think destination is important as well. It is not about the destination, it is about the journey you will take. I think my journey and how I take my journey is the reason that by me and around me people are surprised a lot. And I remember first time I took my first walk in September 2020 in the foothills of Himalayas in Uttarakhand. And when I did my walk around 520 kilometers, my first walk, and I was just surprised. But then during my walk I learned that I was not doing anything new. I was not doing anything that was out of this world. That is what we were supposed to do. We are humans, we were supposed to walk. That is what everybody does. Each species has their own talent to travel. Fishes travel through swimming, the birds travel through flying, and we as mammals, we travel through walking, the humans. And yes, so I think this was one of the things that came as a very big surprise, though it was a very simple thing. And it will always be a surprise for me that there is no limit to where a human can reach when he or she starts walking. I think there have been a lot of fears since the time I started walking. Wildlife is one of them, not getting food is one of them. At times water also, especially when you are in states like Rajasthan. And it's not a big problem, but yes, there can be problems at times, even in Himalayas. In that matter of fact, not just Rajasthan, there can be a problem of water in Himalayas also, and yeah, that is why I fear a lot. And always my prior fear is always going to be wildlife. Touch wood, I have not encountered anything till now major. Snakes, few other things, wild dogs I do encounter, but they're all okay, but not like leopard or bear or something. Till now I have not. And yes, but I think that is the biggest fear, and I think it should be there, because that fear also helps me to, you know, build a little more courage and to keep on walking, because no matter what happens, each day I learn something new, each day I grow more, and each day I push down my fear a little bit more. 100% traveling comes with a lot of challenges, and especially for a budgeter or a solo traveler. And when you're a budget and a solo traveler and you're walking it, the stakes are really, really high, and it's like everything becomes difficult: to find food, to find water, to carry a lot of luggage and walk up, and climate change, of course. And I do try to plan my walk before going, to know the terrain better as much as I could, try to know the climatic conditions. But everything fails once you're walking. No matter what you've studied, no matter how much people have told you, every time you're there walking, every time nature presents you a greater challenge. At times it is too sunny, and in just 15-20 minutes you're going to receive a lot of hailstorms. And yeah, there are so many unplanned challenges, and I do nothing. I just have to wait and pay my regards to the nature and bow down and do nothing more. And that is what I do. I find a shed or do something if it is one-on-one with the nature. But if it is not, if it is about getting lost in the forest or something, then I do try to be conscious enough to put a note in my directions in the forest to know exactly where I'm going. And yes, every challenge is okay. They could be, you know, like, oh, you can overcome a lot of your challenges, but you cannot really overcome the challenges of nature, rain and few other things which are there, cloudburst and hailstorms, and too much windy, too much sunny. And that is the moment actually where I have to also stop, and it's a part of the journey. It happens. So, and I think it is also one of the way which makes me stronger, so I'm happy about it. There are so many memorable stories of my journey, but there's this one festival when I was walking recently in Himalayas, and I was in this small village called Lokhandi Lohari, around 20-25 kilometers away from Chakrata. And I came through a local festival called Bishu, and I was really mesmerized to see how people, you know, like, communicate to each other in the village, how the whole village becomes one family, how they cook their own, you know, like, ancient meals which have been passed on from generation to generation, and the types of games they play, they sing, they chant, they dance. They also play bow and arrow for the you know, like, game and fun. And there are a lot of things to learn about that culture, and I think it has been one of my most memorable and one of my most impactful thing that has ever during my walks or my travel ever been there, because it represents such a big part of a culture which is getting lost, and, you know, still it is preserved in very few small villages which are in very remote areas, and still preserved by the generations which are coming. And it's just really wonderful. And I think people should really go and celebrate local festivals around you know, like, different states, and especially when it comes to Himalayas. Yes, because there are a lot of hidden festivals, and with great festivals come great memories. And so this was mine. Yes. No, I do not have any regrets in my life. I don't think so. I have, of course, made a lot of mistakes, and I've tried to always make up to them. But I don't think I have any particular kind of a regret or guilt in my life, because I do not carry such things with me when I'm doing the journey. And I do meet a lot of people in my journey. We all form such good connections. The whole group, individuals, different individuals, and there comes a time when then we have to get separated, and we have to go our way. And I think that is what travel brings you. If it brings you happiness, a little bit joy, it also brings you, like, it also teaches you that this joy is not for a very longer period of time. You might get it in different words every time, but then it cannot last for long. It cannot last forever. And yes, of course, I think that is a little sacrifice that a solo traveler has to pay, to see different part of the world, to see different people of the world, to see different diversity of the world. We do have to sacrifice a lot of connections. We do have to sacrifice a lot of memories that bound us at one place. And it's a very difficult decision to just to decide, okay, I'm not going to attach myself to one single thing, but I dedicate myself to every other thing. And it's very, very difficult, but that is the choice I think most of the time the solo travelers make. And in that matter of fact, while walking, I make, because for me nothing is stagnant, and everything has to come, pass by, give some happiness, take some happiness, and just go. And I think that is how everything is. That is how life is running around. So that is there. And regrets, for sure, there are no regrets. I will never have regrets. I'm a man of mistakes. Of course I am. And I do learn from them. And I try to improve myself. But regrets is something very heavy that I cannot have. And it's just wonderful. And thank you for having me. This is Yati Gaur, the unfolding play, the guy who is walking around this beautiful country of ours. Thank you.